Okay, getting back into this beautiful story of a man and his motorbike, I need to backtrack a little bit because I forgot to put the ABS hardlines in, and I realised when I was doing the wiring loom, I need to get them in now because I need to take the bloody battery box out again. The confusion for me started because I've got a couple of different workshop manuals for the MT-07, and it just so happened that when I was coming up with a plan of action, that's the one I was looking at, and I didn't realise. So unfortunately for me, the ABS hardlines go up the frame and in between the battery box and the airbox, or plenum in my case. So again, I've got to take out the blooming battery box and then struggle to get the hardlines through, as I don't bend, hence the name hardline. I wanted to avoid taking anything to bits that had already bolted together, but I don't think it really would have mattered, like, unless I was taking the engine out, because I couldn't get the plenum back out. So I went with just trying to wiggle everything as much as I could. I actually cut down quite a lot of this bit out of the video. It must have took me about 25 minutes to work out a way of actually getting one of the lines in. And once I'd got one of the lines in, the second line was pretty much exactly the same. But it was a struggle. I did say fucking bugger a few times, I think. It was just because you'd get so close and then you couldn't turn the final angle. The amount of bends in these pipes makes this pretty tricky to do. And then there's so many little knobbles on the bike that the line can get caught on. Well, there's just not enough room.
Ooh. Okay, so that's one.
Oh, well done, Billy. MT-07 can work. Saturday night, baby. Right, that's that one there. Just doing proper connectivity now. Washers on each end. Who's the real Richie? Here we go. And that is beef.
It's beef. That's like a third of beef. Bazinga.
So now the hard lines are in, I can put this battery box tray back in its correct place, and then hopefully I can do it up for the last time in this build. Who knows? Might have to revisit and take it back out. It's starting to make me wonder why I bother doing the bolts upon it at all. Luckily, there is only 3, and it is fairly easy, especially when you put fast forward mode on. Then up to the front of the bike, which would technically be under the petrol tank, is the ABS platform. So the ABS module sits on some rubber isolation mounts. So there's 3 of these. So I'm just going to pop these in, put the little steel sleeves over the top of them. That allows the ABS unit to be bolted to it, but isolated from the vibrations of the frame, so it doesn't get shook to bits while you're hammering it down the road without a care in the world. Especially on English roads, which are 75% pothole. Then this is the ABS unit. I don't know whether it's a simple ABS unit on the MT-07, but if you've got an MT-07, you are lucky that when you take the ABS in and out, you don't have to do anything special to get it to work again. As far as I've ever been aware, like once you reconnect all of the lines back up to the brakes and bleed everything through, the ABS unit lets you do that. In the workshop manual as well, it doesn't say anything about needing any special diagnostic kits to like reprime the ABS or anything like that. It just tells you that you'll get a fault light if it's wrong, and then connect a diagnostics unit to it and it'll tell you what's wrong. This massive wire here is the connector for the ABS unit, so I'm just going to click that in and get the wiring loom just a little bit more tidy up this side. I'm still technically on the previous episode a little bit here. That really did have a satisfying snap.
There we go. I don't think that clipped in properly. And we won't put the ECU on yet.
Okay, so now it's just a case of me lining everything up and making sure everything fits, because I can't bolt the bottom end of these hard lines onto the frame, because you need a swing arm on and you need your rear foot pegs on and all of that to be able to bolt the rest of it on, which obviously I haven't got that because I haven't got a rear end of my bike. So I'm just going to get all this loosely done, and then what I'll do is once I get the back brake actually on the bike and the front brake on the bike, I'll go through and do all of the brakes as a whole system so I don't forget anything. But that's going to be a while yet, as I want to get all the turbo on and everything before I get the swing arm on, and the swing arm still being painted in between doing this. So that's where I'll leave it. I'm definitely happy I managed to get those lines in. It was a bit of a fiddly git, but I honestly thought it was going to be 5 times worse than that. So yeah, happy days. In the next one, I want to start getting all of the water pipes and the cooling system on. But until then, I hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy. I'll catch you in a bit.